All right, sister. This will be a part 2. Please continue.
All right. Simon went into Galilee and fought many battles with the Gentiles. They were crushed before him, and he pursued them to the very gate of Ptolemais. About 3,000 of the Gentiles fell, and he gathered their spoils. He took with him the Jews, the Hebrew, who were in Galilee and in Arbadah, with their wives and children and all that they had, and brought them to Judea with great rejoicing. Judas Maccabees and his brothers Jonathan crossed the Jordan and marched for 3 days through the wilderness. There they met some Nabateans who received them peaceably and told them all that had happened to their kindred in Gilead. Many of them were shut up in Bozrah, in Bozrah, near. She's here.
She's there. Oh, not yet.
Okay. In Bozrah near Alima, in Chaspol, Mate, and Karnaim. All of these are large fortified cities, and some are shut up in other cities in Gilead. Tomorrow their enemies plan to attack the strongholds and to seize and to destroy all these people in one day. Thereupon Judas suddenly changed direction with his army, marched across the wilderness to Bozrah, and captured the city. He put every male to the sword, took all their spoils, and set fire to the city. He led his army from that place by night, and they marched toward the strongholds. When morning came, they looked ahead and saw a countless multitude with ladders and machines for capturing the stronghold, beginning to attack. When Judas perceived that the struggle had begun and that the noise of the battle was resounding to heaven with trumpet
To Yahweh. Whatever you see heaven.
Yahweh, sorry. With trumpet blast and loud shouting, he said to the men of his army, "Fight for your kindred today." He came up behind them with 3 columns, blowing their trumpets and crying out in prayer. When the army of Timothy realized that it was Maccabees, they fled before him, and he inflicted on them a great defeat. About 8,000 of their men fell that day. Hallelujah. Go ahead, you're 38. You're 35, sorry. Okay.
And then he turned toward Alema and attacked and captured it. He killed every male, took spoils, and burned it down. From there he moved on and took Chaspho, Maked, Besor, and other cities of Gilead. After these events, Timothy assembled another army and camped opposite Raphon on the other side of the Wadi. Judas sent men to spy on the camp, and they reported to him, "All the Gentiles around us have rallied to him, making a very large force, and they have also hired Arabians to help them, and have camped beyond the Wadi, ready to attack you." So Judas went forward to meet them. As Judas and his army were approaching the flowing Wadi, Timothy said to the officers of his army, "If he crosses over to us first, we shall not be able to resist him. He will certainly defeat us. But if he is hesitant and camps on the other side of the river, we will cross over to him and defeat him." But when Judas reached the flowing Wadi, he stationed the officers of the people beside it and gave them the order, "Do not allow anyone to encamp. All must go into battle." He was the first to cross. He was the first to cross to the attack with all the people before him. They threw away their arms and fled to the temple enclosure at Carnium. But Judas' troops captured the city and burned the temple enclosure with all who were in it. So Carnium were subdued, and Judas met with no more resistance. Return to Jerusalem. Then Judas assembled all the Israelites, great and small, who were in Gilead, with their wives and children and their goods, a very large company, to go into the land of Judah, whom they reached Ephron, a large and strongly fortified city. Along the way, they found it impossible to go around it on either the right or the left. They would have to march right through it, but the people in the city shut them out and blocked up the gates with stones. Then Judas sent them this peaceful message: "Let us cross your territory in order to reach your own. No one will harm you. We will only march through." But they would not open to him. So Judas ordered a proclamation to be made in the camps that everyone should take up positions where they were. When the men of the army took up their positions, he assaulted the city all that day and night, and it was delivered into his hand. He put every male to the sword, leveled the city, took the spoils, and passed through it over the slain. Then they crossed the Jordan to the great plain in front of Beth-shan, and Judas kept gathering the stragglers and encouraging the people the whole way until he reached the land of Judah. They ascended Mount Zion in joy and gladness and sacrificed burnt offerings, because not one of them had fallen. They had returned in safety. Josiah and Azariah defeated. In these days, when Judas and Jonathan were in the land of Gilead, and Simon, his brother, was in Galilee, opposite Ptolemaeus, Joseph, son of Zechariah, and Azariah, the leaders of the army, heard about the brave deeds and the fighting that they were doing. They said, "Let us also make a name for ourselves by going out and fighting against the Gentiles around us." They gave orders to those of their army who were with them and marched against Jamnia, but Gorgias and his men came out of the city to meet them in battle. So Joseph and Azariah were routed and were pursued to the frontiers of Judea, and about 2,000 Israelites fell that day. It was a great setback for the people, because they had not obeyed Judas and his brothers, thinking they would do brave deeds, but they were not of the family through whom Israel's deliverance was given. Victories at Hebron and Azotus. The valiant Judas and his brothers were greatly honored in all Israel and among all the Gentiles, wherever their name was heard, and people gathered about them and praised them. Then Judas and his brothers went out and attacked the Edomites in the land toward the south. He took Hebron and its villages, and he destroyed the strongholds and burned the towers around it. He then set out for the land of the foreigners and passed through Marissa on the day some priests fell in battle who had gone out rashly to fight their desire to do brave deeds. Judas then turned toward Azotus in the land of the foreigners. He destroyed their altars, and burned the carved images of their gods. And after plundering their cities, he returned to the land of Judah. Hallelujah.
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 Praise Yahweh,
Wow.
Almighty Father. Glory to his name. All right, go lay down, Crystal, because you're making noise.
Diamond, go the meat. Crystal, go the meat over there. Where Diamond at?
Chris,
Over there, right now.
Oh.
it's behind me.
Oh, yeah, he's right there, the green one. Oh, yeah, go get it. Go get a couple of them.
There's only a couple of them left.
I know, I forgot to eat it.
Yeah.
Bring it over here.
Oh, girl. There's only one left.
I ate that with my eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Praise Yahweh. Okay, Chancleto's turn.
That's how there is one?
All right, go ahead, explain. Start explaining Chancleta. Oh, wait, you're not Chancleta. All right, so she's going to explain a little bit, and then I'm going to explain the rest. What did you gather from what you read? Because you read a lot. What's the thing that grabs you?
Me?
No, because she has to,
The sister.
sister has to explain first. The big sister.
She always does that. No. It's just trying to say here that they decided
Okay?
they were trying to destroy the descendants of Jacob who were among them. So they were trying to eradicate the people. What does eradicate mean?
Like get rid of. Like what Putin is doing. Like he took the Ukrainians, but he took them over there to make them Russian. What a freaking.
So it says destroy completely.
Yeah, like totally destroy. This is destroy it completely.
Yeah. Good. The people. Then Judas attacked the Edomites in Akrabatim in Idumea. Because they were blocking Israel. He dealt with them. And they humbled and despoiled them. Let me see. These are the become a snare. And they were become the Bianites. They It says they were snare and stumbling block to the people by ambushing them along the roads. Yeah. What is that?
That's a dryer.
Yeah.
Breathing.
No. What are you washing in the dryer?
It's a dryer.
What are you washing?
What you washing?
I'm washing but not drying. What's in the dryer?
Oh, una cocha.
Go ahead. Stay on the word. Forget about the world.
Oh yeah, because I put the ball in there.
Oh, gotta make sure nobody
That's
was
what it
breaking
is.
in. Dang, sorry.
Huh?
I gotta make sure nobody was breaking in.
No.
I was like, constant.
Yeah, that's the ball. The dryer ball.
Okay.
Okay.
Then he crossed over to the Ammonites, where he found a strong army and a large body of people with Timothy as their leader. He fought many battles with them around them and struck them down after seizing Jazer and his villages. He returned to Judea. And then the Gentiles in Gilead assembled to destroy the Israelites. So right here, they were doing a lot of battles.
Yeah, that was battles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a lot of battles.
Okay. So, one of the things that when you start here is like, when the nation rounded about her, that the altar had been, these are the nations that hated the Hebrews, rebuilt the sanctuary and restored it as before. They were enraged. So the people were really mad because the Hebrews built the altar again in the house of Yahweh. So they were enraged. They were pissed off and everything. So what they went to do was starting to kill Hebrews.
Yeah.
They wanted to kill the bloodline of Yaakov and kill all the Hebrews throughout all the lands. So then Judah heard about it and he started attacking them.
Yeah.
Right? So now here comes Judah with another battle. So he's fighting the Amalekites, he's fighting all these other people. And then he also, he dealt with people that blockade the Hebrews and always gave them a lot of problems, and they were mad. They were really bad to the Hebrews. They wouldn't let them go through. They would ambush them. And so what he did when he took over, he put them in a tower in which he besieged them, and under the ban he burned it down. So it was war, and it was rough. It was rough business to be in that. When people are all around you are trying to kill you all the time, you have to do something. You can't just let yourself be destroyed, because the work of the enemy and of the pagan is to destroy anything that has any relationship with Yahweh. Right? So anything that has relationship with Yahweh has to get destroyed, because if the enemy let these people live, and then Messiah will come. So what is the enemy's job? To get rid of all Hebrew people, so there wouldn't be no Messiah.
Right.
So Timothy, as their leader, he also fought many battles with them and routed like removed them and struck them down, totally killed them. And after seizing Jazer and the other area, there was liberty of the Hebrews in Galatia. And the Gentiles in Galatia assembled to destroy the Israelites. Here we go again, who were in their territory. So now we're going to kill these people also because they're in our area. So you gotta understand, when Semitic peoples of all over the world, over here, they anything that was connected with Yahweh, it was you shouldn't live because you are not good enough to live because you don't worship like we worship. We worship thousands of gods. You worship one living creator, one father, one power. No, you don't have power like we do. We got the power of the sea. We got the gods of the ocean, the gods of the heavens, of the clouds, and of the rain and the dirt. And they had so many gods, and the god of the tree. They have many, many, many gods. There's over 18,000, probably 20,000 gods.
Yeah.
They worship everything. They worship ants, bugs. They worship cows. I
They
mean,
do?
they did, yeah. They worship that. Even today, the Hindus, they worship those cows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that? Yeah, I mean, it's like they think that they're reincarnation. And the Egyptian worship cows, bulls. I mean, it was incredible what they worship. So Israel, the pure Israelites, right, the original people of Yahweh, all people were the original people that were created. They worship Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
They were Yahwistas. They were Yahwism. They believe in Yahwism. They don't believe in all these praying to everything else there was in the world. So they gathered together, and they saw who were so so there was a territory that they needed to file to go stronghold, and they went and sent a letter to Judah and brothers saying, the Gentiles around us have assembled against us to destroy us, and they prepare to come and seize their stronghold to which we have fled. Timothy and their leader and their army came out and to rescue us from them, and many of us have fallen. All our kindreds were in the territory and have been killed, and the Gentiles have captured their wives and children and their goods, and they have slain about 1,000 men. So they slain the men, they took the wives, they took the kids, because that was value. Women were considered value. There was I was watching something in
We
America.
still are.
Yeah, I was watching something in America that, like, you could say you were married to your wife. I mean, these are Christians. They say, okay, you know what? I don't want my wife. I want to sell her. So you could sell your wife in America at one time.
Really?
And whoever gave it, but she had a choice if she wanted to accept that man because I can't afford her no more, so I'm going to sell her. Or I'm going to sell my kids too. So you could sell your kids, you could sell your wife. I didn't even know you could do all that. That's not in the scripture. Never even heard it like that. But that's why I watch these documentaries, because these are a history that are hidden from us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they were reading this letter, suddenly other messengers with the gathering arrived to Galilee to deliver a similar message. So there was different areas of where they were at in that whole area where there were the Gentiles trying to destroy all the Hebrews. So they had to go separate and fight these people because they were attacking them in a way where they were going to be destroyed in the end of the day. So Judah said to his brother Simon, he chose Matt, you go over here, and then he chose Joseph. So different people went different places to try to save the Hebrew people as a nation. So, and as they went, they fought many battles against these pagans. Remember, pagans sacrificed their own children, and they did a lot of bad things. So we have to remember this stuff. And so they hated anybody and everybody, even their own people. So after all, they had brought them to Judah with great rejoice. So Judah Maccabee and his brothers, Jonathan, crossed the Jordan and marched for 3 days through the wilderness, and they met there some people over there who received them peacefully and told them that all that had happened and their kinship in Galilee, and many of them were shot in this other area. So Judah had a lot of fighting, and I mean, him and his people, his brothers, they were really fighting like nobody's business to set the Hebrews free. And Judah suddenly changed direction, and he had to go over there, and he put every male to the sword. And that's the way to, stop these people from doing what they did. All right, go Savannah, explain some parts of yours.
Carne.
Carney, Carney,
Carne.
Carney.
Okay. So I guess it was just talking about basically like um I guess those who didn't believe well I guess I don't know, they were in battle.
Yeah, a lot of battles. Still.
But they also like went to the temple and they burnt the temple enclosure. Basically where they were worshipping idols and stuff in there. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Mhm.
Yeah. So basically also trying to I guess yeah. Yeah, so there's just a lot of battle, a lot of fighting, like, I guess, for their land. So, and basically, like, they had returned to Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tried to send a message to let them march through peacefully, but I guess they wouldn't answer. So
They would have let him go through.
they wouldn't?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't let him go through, so he did it anyway. I guess.
Yeah.
Until they delivered. And then I guess they wanted to make a name for themselves for fighting out against the Gentiles.
These were some other people.
Yeah.
And they got beat down, right?
Yeah, because they didn't obey Judah.
Because they were doing it for their glory, right?
Yeah.
Not for the glory of Yahweh.
They're just trying to make a name for it.
Yeah, name for themselves. So, here they're fighting all kinds of battles. They're crushing the enemies, all the nations and all that. Now they're all good. They're gathering together all the people, right? And here we go. Let's get together. We're gonna go to Jerusalem and have a big celebration. But on their way, they stopped them. There was a city in between, and the city said, they asked her, hey, kindly, hey, can we just go through? And they said, no, we don't think so. So he goes, okay, since you don't let us go through, we're going to have to deal with you because we can't do it no other way because you're right there in the way of everything. So they pretty much destroy the whole city because of their own ignorance. And so they were able to go through regardless. So it was a waste of time. They probably would have got rewarded because they had to go back to Jerusalem to go celebrate, right? To do everything. And then they crossed the Jordan River, and then they kept gathering together, all the whole people. So there must have been a mountain of people there. And then they assembled in Mount Zion, and joy and gladness and sacrifice, burnt offering, because not one of them have fallen. Look at that. Yahweh protected all of them. Remember, they're fighting. They win all these wars. They opened the congregation. They put the altar back together. The Gentiles heard about it. They started killing the Hebrews for nothing. Like what's happened to the Palestinians, right? They're Semitic people. They killed them for nothing. They killed them to kill them. And what they're taught, there's two classes over there. It's called apartheid. There's a class. There is a class for the Hebrews, and there's these Zions. Let's call it what they are, Zions. And there's a class for the Palestinian. And what it is, if you're a Zionist, you have all the rights. And if you're a Palestinian, even though you're Semitic, you have no rights to nothing. You are nothing. And they are taught this from very young age. And we, America, we pay for that. No, we need to stop that. We need to cut that. We need to stop that right now because those people, they hate, also a lot of them hate believers. They don't want us. They don't want people that are believers. They just use us for the money, and they got a lot of blackmail on a lot of people. Okay, let's leave it there. You look it up on your own time. Now, there was two people here that they wanted to make a name for themselves. Hey, you know what? We're going to become somebody. Let's go out there. Let's be like the Maccabees, and so people could give us honor and glory. Did Yahweh tell them? No. Did Yahweh say a word to them? No. Did Judah Maccabees tell them something? No. It was like, hey, we're going to go over there and make a name for ourselves. So when they went out there and tried to make a name for themselves, they got beat down. And they lost. So, because why? Because you don't do that. You pray. If Yahweh says you have a message, right? You're going to take care of business. But if he didn't send you no message and you just want to make a name for yourself, you're in bad shape. Did Judah Maccabee tell him, go over there, go fight over here? No. It was, let's be, let's everybody praise us because we're heroes. No, you don't do nothing like that. You wait your turn.
It's only heroes are like on television. There's heroes like Superman, Spider-Man, and all
Yeah,
those
I mean,
things.
Judah Maccabee is a hero, right? I would consider him and his brother. They were heroes. They were something.
They were?
Yeah, because they fought for Yahweh, and Yahweh protected them, right? They gave their lives, right? Yeshua is a hero, in my opinion, because he gave himself so we could be free from the enemy, right? So it's very important. These things are very important also. So that's why we don't do stuff like that. La, 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 la. So the last victory over here, and then the valiant Hebrews and his brothers, Judah and his brothers, were greatly honored in all Israel and among all the Gentiles. All of a sudden, now there's Gentiles that are giving the mind of wow, there's something going on with people. What do they have that we don't have? You know what I mean? A lot of Gentiles, I would imagine, became believers at that time. We're not seeing that here, there, like, this guy's getting all these blessings, all these protection, the whole group. And the people were gathered together. And then Judah and his brothers went out and attacked another land towards the south, and Hebron and the village, and destroyed its stronghold and burned the towers around it. He then set up to the land of the foreigner and possessed other lands. So he was making sure that all these lands were clear of these people, because a lot of these people they worship idols and carve images. And when you're worshiping idols and carve, you're worshiping actually the enemy. And that is not a way to go. We have to worship the living Father, not a dead object.
Yeah.
Right? So, very important. Kelly. All right. Chapter 6. This has 63 verses.
It's already been an hour.
No, it hasn't. 37 minutes. What time is it? 10, 6. We lost some time over there. I don't know how much time we got there. So we did this whole thing. 1 hour took us. Next time we're just gonna do the thing from there, like we always do it over there, because too much back and forth, we lost a lot of time. Right?
Yeah.
It's 10:17. So we already read basically one chapter. We went through one chapter. It's on 38 on this clock right here. So, sister over here says it's been an hour, but it feels less because we had to deal with a lot of back and forth. So, I say we lost about 10, 15 minutes there. So, the next chapter, we're going to read chapter 6, but we're going to do a different arrangement. Everybody's going to be put in their place, and so that way we could give you guys the whole time, not according to all these things that happen, all these distractions. So, may Yahweh bless you, protect you, and be with you all. And happy Hanukkah, and Yahweh be with you in Yeshua's mighty name. Let it be so. Hallelujah, Yahweh.